It's a funny question when we ask ourselves, why do we continue to serve and why we served in the first place? I think it's something that's innate into us. There's just a driving mission to continue to serve. There's nothing that I get out of it. It feels great to do, and I love the relationships and the community building, but it just feels like something I have to do. It just wasn't a choice. So I've been a yoga practitioner for 19 years, and I've been a teacher for 10 years, more in the general yoga population. But it was very near and dear to my heart that I would like to do continued training with the veteran and first responder population, because I've experienced many of the things or similar things that they've experienced. And for many of them, yoga before would have been some very woohoo practice that they would never have thought about doing. This is a practice of mindfulness and of presence and of peace of mind, and that it's not about touching your toes and twisting yourself in a pretzel. Yoga for Resiliency is about finding and learning techniques, breathing and movement and mindfulness techniques to overcome the stresses in our life, whether those were past stresses from the wars or current stresses that we face in our daily lives. Finding the balance between family and civilian career and military career and volunteer services and time for myself is a challenge. That balance is something that I strive for every day, but I think each is equally as important, and so I continue to try to find the time and to carve out. And in the long run, it's not really that much. I attend a meeting a month, a few emails a day, I teach once a week. If we think about all the little things that we do, the amount of time we spend on our phones or watching TV, maybe we stop and really evaluate what's important and what we can actually give our time to. I grew up as a military child of a military service member, and then myself as a military service member for 19 years. So I never had a community that others might call their community. I didn't grow up at the same school for every year. I went to 7 different schools growing up and moved 7 times in my first 5 years in service. I never had a sense of community until I moved to Estes Park. And it was the first time I was able to experience what a community is all about. And the American Legion within that community is an even more special, smaller group of individuals that I feel very fortunate to be a part of. It's a home. I think being a part of a community is a home. I didn't have that. When you travel around all the time and you've lived a life of never having roots, it's amazing to finally have those roots.